Hi, Ernie back with you with My2Sense. And my last post, I was pretty PO'd, upset. I am still PO'd and upset. But I at least slept better last night than the night before. Which means my mind is a little bit clearer. I'm feeling a little bit better. Anyway, I was watching a movie called The Long Walk. Featured Whoopi Goldberg, Ving Rhames, and a young, I would say a teenage, Erica Alexander. And it's centered around the Montgomery bus boycott. So Whoopi is a maid. She takes the bus to work, and she takes the bus home. But once the boycott kicked in, she decided she had to walk. Now, there was no indication on how long her walk was, but her first night walking home, you can tell it had to be a long walk because as the camera continued to roll and her walk started getting a little bit more slower and she started, going from side to side, you can tell her she was in pain. And when she got home, she took off her shoes, her feet were bloody. But as the days went by, and until the carpools actually started taking effect, she adapted, adjusted, and overcame. Now, she did have an advocate because the lady she worked for was filled with humanity. So sometimes she would sneak and go pick her up and bring her to work. She wouldn't tell her husband because, it was that type of situation. But she did go against her husband later on in the movie. But I bring that up because, metaphorically speaking, we're about to go on a long, hard walk. I mean, long, hard walk. And the first couple of steps, it's going to be hard. As Kamala Harris said, Madam Vice President, she still is. Good work, hard work is good work. So, this walk that we're about to go on, they're going to take some stuff away from us, flat out. So it's time for us to decide what we can do without. We already kind of figure out what they're going to take away from us, how we're going to adapt to that. But now we got to fight back. What can we do without? So, in my previous post, I said that mainstream media was one of the main culprits. I stand by that. Because no matter how you slice it and dice it, they were the culprit. They were the reason why this idiot became president in 2016. Shouldn't have never happened. They were the reason why his name stayed in the spotlight. They were the reason why they gave him a little curve and they gave her a huge curve. So they got what they wanted. They got their little cash cow, and they still gonna ride this cash cow. He's old as dirt now. I mean, we gave grandfather the keys back to the car. So he's about to do some damage because he shouldn't be driving the car. And you know what happens when they're driving a car with cognitive decline? Sometimes they don't know where they're going. And unfortunately, we're in the same car. We're not in the driver's seat. So, I believe that we should boycott mainstream media. We have other ways of getting information if you want information. But mainstream media has betrayed us. And so it's time to hit back. I mean, they did things strange for change. And I don't mean change in the world. I mean change in their pocket. So we got to hit back. We got to. I mean, we got no choice, really. So you got to start to think about what can you do without that you want to boycott and lead a boycott on that. Now me, Right now, I'm picking out mainstream media because, to me, that's the biggest boycott. So this walk is going to be tough. But as people of color, we're used to long, hard walks. Those who are with us may not be, but we got you. The ones who will try to join us are the ones who voted against their interest and voted for this person who had no policies, none whatsoever. But she was policy down, had a plan for everybody. So we got to figure out what we can do without, because it's time to hit them in the pocket, and we got to do this. We just can't sit here and take it. We got to do this. So you got to figure out, what do you want, or what can you do without? They're going to take away stuff from us. So we might as well add some stuff that we can do without that they would need from us. That's what we got to figure out. With me, once again, it's mainstream media as culprit number one. I got a couple of culprits. And I'll be talking about those other culprits down the road. But right now, it's mainstream media. So I have to give kudos to the content creators. I am not a content creator. I thought of Mi2Sense when about a year or so ago, I just didn't know what to do with it until somebody turned me on to TikTok, and I was like, yeah, let me try this out. So my confidence started getting up, and now I'm making more posts. So, and I came up with Mi2Sense just to give you my thoughts on certain things. All right. And this happened to be in the political season, so obviously I'm riding that coattail. So folks, we got to figure out, what can we do, or what we can do without. Because we're going to get hit hard. We got to hit back. Now, we're people. We're not crying. We're not saying the election was stolen. We're not planning on storming the Capitol. We are just planning on how to strategize to get us a more clearer, more sun in our day, per se. So, dark days are ahead, but it's up to us to bring that light. Now, the folks who voted for them, miss me with that. Don't even look in our direction. You voted against your own interests. Now you're going to need help, because y'all going to get, when we all get hit, they're going to feel it the worst, because we're prepared. They're not. They think that they think that everything is peaches and cream. Ain't. So I'm just imploring us, good-natured people who are ready to go on this long walk, to figure out what we can do without and stick with it. Let's band together. Let's put together and something where we can hit them where it hurts. I'm Ernie, and that's Mi2Sense. Until the next time I talk to you folks, take care and love one another. Ciao for now.